Good morning, friends. Darrell Elmer Rodgers here, just returned from a tour of Civil War battlefields in the eastern United States. This little cap belongs to my bride, but I wanted to wear it for you today just to show you that she's a northerner, even though she was born in Alabama, but you really can't blame her. You see, my wife is black. And there's no way she's going to wear a Confederate cap, I'll tell you that. And I don't blame her one bit. We had quite a week back in Virginia, visiting friends and relatives. Took a little trip to Pennsylvania, visited some family there, had a marvelous time. And from there, Clymer, Pennsylvania, we went down to Gettysburg for our first day at Gettysburg. Did the tour, did the museum. They have a big visitor center there with a cyclorama and movies and a lot of artifacts from the battlefield, and it was quite informative. We went back the next day, Deb and I, and did the driving tour, and I must tell you, driving up and parking and climbing up on top of Little Round Top, the vantage point seen by General Longstreet, no, excuse me, General Chamberlain of the Union Army, was most impressive. You can see everything on the battlefield. It was quite something. And then from after Gettysburg, we toured Antietam, and then just before coming home, took a trip down to Manassas battlefields, where there were two battles, Manassas 1 and 2. While at Antietam, I got a nice little Facebook message from an old friend of mine, Greg Shaw, who works in Shepherdstown, just across the river in West Virginia. We were able to have some lunch with Greg. It was great to see him again. Hadn't seen him in 25 years, maybe, a long time. But the two of us sitting there in the picture kind of reminds me of that picture, Civil War generals having lunch. Anyway, it was quite a trip. Learned a lot about the Civil War. Also, it brought to mind a statement made in the writings of my faith about the martyrs of the cause of God, people that ransom their blood, their sacrifice for the betterment of mankind. And I can't help but feel that all those tens of thousands of slaughtered troops laid down their lives, some for a principle, some for a square meal, but all of them made a tremendous sacrifice for the change that had to come on this planet for us to be united. And it was because of sacrifices like that eventually a black woman from Alabama and a white kid from Northern Virginia could actually find a happy married life together. So I owe something to that sacrifice. I think that's part of maturity. It's being able to look back at your past and say, you know, when I was a child, I spoke as a child. It's also curious to me that Battle of Antietam that happened in September of 1862 empowered President Lincoln to issue his Emancipation Proclamation, freeing all the slaves. And the great battle after that was Gettysburg, and the tide had turned. And from that point on, the South was fighting a defensive battle, and things went an entirely different way. So, those are some of the thoughts I've had after touring the battlefields with my dear bride. I've put some pictures up. I hope you enjoy them on my website, darrellsongs.com. And from here in Casa Grande, Arizona, where the sun is shining and the weather is dry, I'm Darrell Elmer Rodgers. Have a great day.